Scrolls is the game, Explain to Me is the video, and this is GG Reviews. Okay, so this is Scrolls. This is the menu that will come up when you first load up the game. It's just a little bit of, you know, the differences and all, everything they want to explain to you, bug fixes, pretty much nonsense, just a fun menu. You know, leaderboard, pretty much nonsense. Now along the top you've got all your options. Down here you've got some sort of upping menu which is for chat, which quite frankly with the chat noise that pops up whenever someone messages is quite annoying, so I generally leave the chat unless I need to ask someone something. So we're going to go to, I'm going to show you through all these menus, and then we'll skip to gameplay. If you want to just skip ahead to that, then I'll put a little annotation probably in the top left corner. Otherwise you can skip to that whenever you want manually. We'll start from this side and work our way along. Notification and friends list is in the corner. Right, so profile, you can edit your avatar. I've given myself some sort of random costume. Shows your latest achievements, shows your random stats. Well, not random stats, but shows your stats. Apparently, I haven't done enough ranked to earn a match history, because I haven't done any ranked. I've purely done normal games and single player. Source profile, there's a little, if you click on the question marks, it does explain everything to you, and actually they're quite informative, so that's quite good. Settings menu. Now, resolution is disabled for some strange reason, but quite frankly in full screen it adjusts it to you anyway, so it's quite nice. Side note, the game actually handles dual screening really well, because I can casually just whip across. You can't see my other screen across, but you can see that I'm going on the side, which is really nice. A lot of games kind of freak out with my dual screen setup, and I don't know why. 71% is weird starting, but it's got everything you need. Chat message sound, I said earlier. Oh, it's so annoying when you're in a large chat room and you just get this weird sound, and you're like, what's happening? It's the chat room. I don't know this. I mean, if you want that, you can take that. I don't know what this changes because I haven't not had it on. Profanity filter, I've left on. Set spectators. I mean, what does it matter? Nothing to me. Now the battlefield is quite cool. You can choose which battlefield, because they don't make any difference. It's purely aesthetic background. If you've played Hearthstone, then you'll know it kind of alternates every match. Whereas this, you can specifically choose if you have a penchant for one of them. Otherwise, shuffle will just rotate you. I assume from this menu that the other team sees their own one anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. Store. Now I like the store. The store's very good. That's where we get stuff. This character here changes every time you come in. I don't know if he changes if you just go out and out. No. But if you have a match or something and come back, it'll be a different guy. Or sometimes girl or little midget. So you've got the random scroll section. You can choose from any of the 4 types, which I will go through in a moment. You can choose from any of the 4 types and buy a single scroll for 200. You can buy a random scroll, which will be one of the 4 types, but you don't know which, for 100, which is cheaper, but obviously more random. Then you've got these 2 scroll packs. So both of these will give you 10. I'll pop it up. Both of these will give you 10 scrolls, picked randomly. You're going to get some uncommons, and a rare. Very standard. So, you know, that's good. This is the exact same, but at least 4 of them are from some new set. But I start out, I think, well, I'm going to save myself some money. I don't care what set they're from. I mean, I haven't got any of the old sets, so I'm going to go for these every time. As if you're, you know, an old school player who's been playing for a while. You probably only want the new cards, so you probably focus on the Explorer's Bag. Now, you can also scroll down. You've got a Just For You section, which updates every 24 hours. I haven't even played today, so this should have updated. Time zones. Well, so that expires in 4 hours. So basically you have 6 cards that you can just buy throughout the day. They're completely unique to you, and they'll update every 24 hours. So you can just buy these. They're quite cheap depending on the card. So you can pick up a specific card if one takes your fancy, which is quite cool. Then you've got pre-constructed decks, and you get like normally a rare kind of character with them, and then you get the cards of the type as pre-constructed decks. If you've played any CCG, you'll know exactly what's in there, so I won't bore you. Avatars are aesthetic only, but you know, if you like that, that's cool. Everyone can see your avatar when you're in game. They're kind of hobbling around the corner. Idols are basically I don't know how to explain it. If you've ever played Plant vs Zombies, your little lawnmowers that kind of sit at the back, that's your riders. They're just, you have to destroy them to win, you have to destroy the enemies to win and protect yours to lose. Black market is cool. It's basically, you can sell your cards to, you can put your cards up for black market. Other players can go, ooh, 408 gold for this ancestral pack, I will buy that. Click, and you click buy, and then you own that card and you buy it off another player, and that player gets your gold. It's simple. Now there are 3 tiers of card, which I will explain in the crafting now. So, if you go to crafting, you can see all your cards. You've got all your different types. See all the different cards that you have. It's very good. Now if you have more than 3 of the same type, I'll use Champion Ring as an example. If you have more than 3 of the same type, here I have 4. You can put 1 in each of these things and you click upgrade and it will upgrade. It will destroy all 3 of your cards and you'll get 1 upgraded one. So this is a tier 2 because it's got these borders here. I don't know if you can really tell, whereas these ones don't. That's because I sacrificed 3 of these to upgrade it. Now tier 2, I'll put this up while I explain. Tier 1 is just, it's a card. Tier 2 adds a statistics tab that you can record, so you can just watch all of the performance and stuff, so you can see how many kills it's got, or what have you, how long you've had it, who owned it before you, if you bought it in the black market, stuff like that. Whereas if you upgrade it to tier 3, it gives you a small amount of bonus gold every time you draw it. Now I haven't actually got a tier 3 yet, but I'm very and I want to do it, so it keeps you interested in kind of gathering up even the same card multiple times, which I like that. I think it's actually, I was worried that they were going to be all like, oh, you have to get all the same cards 6 times and then it'll be better. Yeah, I'd rather just, keep going. But this is really good how they've done it. I like it. So I'm very happy there. That's pretty much crafting. I don't really need to explain. But while I'm here, I will explain the 4 different types. So you have 4 different types. You have order. I'll untick all the others. You have order, which is like knights and soldiers, and it's like the Imperial, or like if you played Skyrim, or everything's stone and metal, which is great. They have a lot of switching places spells, so you can like callback. You can make someone go back to his hand, or you can swap 2 people around, or you can change people's swap people's stats with each other. They have a lot of kind of moving things around, transposition, swap units, and draw a scroll, which is a card if you're used to other CCGs. I love this card. Basically, you put it on a creature and he gets wounded, but all the other creatures on the enemy side basically get slow and they can't attack. They have to wait extra turns before they can attack. It's really clever mechanics. You can use the card really well. Now this little lock symbol means it came with a starter deck or something that I started with, or unlocked early on, so I can't craft it. That's the only thing. So energy, which is my favourite type, is kind of steampunky. It's got weird robots, little guns. There's a lot of automatons. They have a lot of damagey spells. If you've played Magic the Gathering, it's a bit like red colour, the fiery mountain thing. They're all about metal and explosives, and they're pretty cool. Don't really know how to explain. They have a lot of bombs. Just destroy this, destroy that, and then there's creatures that just are suicide bombers basically, or giant massive cannons. And if you can see down here, every card actually has a nice, in the bottom right corner, every card has a nice little animation kind of figure. Right? It's not 3D obviously, but it's like a little figure. It's got its hex and everything. When you're obviously playing, that comes into play. But they're really nice, and they have nice animations, not just the little bobbing that they're doing now, but also they kind of run and they have an attack and they have getting hit sequence, and they have a whole, and it's quite quaint. It's nice. Anyway, growth is the one you start with, so you'll be familiar with this as soon as you start playing. That is all about animals, and it's mostly about wolves and rats, it would seem, but I assume they will expand as the game kind of grows. But there's lots of wolves, rats immediately, and then there's lots of regeneration. There's lots of bindings to stop people moving. Lots of kind of area bonuses, like everyone gets +2 attack, or this guy's just everyone. Well, one person loses life but gets really strong. It's all about buffs. There's lots of enchantments and kind of low life creatures, and the occasional human. do have quite a few human, but that's sister of the bear, so it's still kind of animal related. And she has, well, the wolf one, sister of the wolf, which I don't believe I actually have any. No, brother of the wolf. Where is he? Oh, doesn't matter. But oh, I can test out the search feature for you guys. Brother. Okay. So brother of the wolf has quite a good. I'll explain countdown in a second. Ooh. But you could just summon wolves with them, basically. So I'll explain the card while I've got this up, and then we'll move on to the arena, because deck building I'll show you briefly. Okay, so basically you have the 3 stats, 3 attack, 4 life, and then 2 cooldown in the middle, countdown. And then if you got like an ability, then that'll be here. But otherwise, text will be passive generally, passive abilities. So 3 attack means when it attacks, it does 3 damage. Yes, that's right. 4 life means when it gets hit, it can take 4 hits. Now, armor can reduce damage every attack if it were to have armor here, but you'll learn all that as you go. Now, this is the important part of the game, and makes it very different from other CCGs, and also would be really annoying if it were an actual physical card game, because you'd have to have tokens all over the place for this. But because it's on a computer or tablet, I believe as well, then this is really good. So basically, this counts down at the start of your turn. At the start of your turn, all of your countdown creatures or whatever structures, everything has it, will go down by 1. If it's on 0 at the end of your turn, then it will attack or do its ability. So for example, when this is on 0, instead of attacking, I can reset its cooldown back to 2, and I'll summon one of these next to it. I believe that's random, but I'm not actually 100% sure where it spawns. Anyway, so this is a really cool mechanic, because you can see the enemies, so you know when they're going to attack, but you don't know where they're going to attack, because they can move their piece around every turn, whether their countdown is high or not. So you can... There are lots of spells that kind of raise other people's countdown so that they can't attack as quick, or lower yours so you suddenly get a surprise attack, or... It really spices the game up. And I know spice isn't a word, but it's spice and spruce. Let's check out Decay and get rid of this. Okay, so Decay is all about poison and like undead and curses, lots of curses, which basically mean if you do damage to someone, then it's amplified. They have a lot of Slayer as well, which is a one-shot. It's like Death Touch on a lot of other card games. CCGs. Yeah, it's pretty much poison. I've got a couple of... every rare I unlock seems to be for Decay. So I can show you that. If it's unique, then you can only have one at a time, kind of thing. And say this just upgrades your kind of undead thing. This guy makes you poison. Well, this is a brilliant card. If you poison someone, and then if they die, it casually just jumps to the next guy. Just kills them as well. It's really good. Especially if you have something like this. Not this. Something like this out, which just makes poison do extra damage. That combination's madness. But they can easily destroy this, because it only has 3 life. See, now this countdown, this is for structure, but every time it's 0, which will be every single turn, because it'll go down at the start of your turn and then reset at the end. So 1 countdown is literally attacks every turn. Then it'll do extra damage to poison people. Right, let's move on to the deck builder. Deck builder is pretty cool. It's the exact same screen. You've got all your cards here. I'm going to explain this really quickly. You've got all your cards here. You can filter, you can search, you can do whatever you want. You can sort them in different orders, although only 2 to be honest. And basically, if you want a card, drag it onto the table anywhere you want. You can put it down here, you can put it down there. You can kind of do your own sorting, so you can have, you know, like it's a table. You can sort them manually if you do this, and when there's a lot, it makes more sense than just randomly putting them in the middle. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You put all your cards down. It kind of gives you a couple of stats down here. What annoys me is it doesn't tell you how many of each colour you have, so you kind of have to count. I really hope that's a thing they add in, although I've never clicked on the stats screen, so I'm entirely lying to you, and it does tell you that. Well, there you go. Cool. Okay, well, there you go. I don't know why it says G odd here and yet over there it's in a different order. That's quite aggravating, but deal with it. Okay, that's that. You save your deck when you're done, or you will lose out. You can load your deck so that you can change. If you load your deck, for example, I will load this one, and then I were to change something, I can save it into a different name, so that I'll still have my other deck, but I'll also have this one. Clear table resets it. Okay, arena. Right, so you have 6 different types of thing. Tutorial is obviously a tutorial. There's quite a few different ones. I've done them all just because you get a bit of gold the first time you do them, and it means I could get some nice cards because as you can see, I'm very poor now. So I'd recommend you do all of them. I mean, they're not hard. They're simple. They basically, in fact, you can't even lose like any of them. Yeah. I haven't done skirmish because I'm not. If you do the trials, you'll realise they're much more fun. And if you're going to do skirmish, you may as well just play against other people because, yeah, unless you're worried that your deck's going to be weak. But yeah. So trials are really cool. Now trials, there's 3 daily trials: 1 easy, 1 medium, 1 hard, which gives you 200 gold, 400 gold, or 600 gold. But the easy ones. I mean, yeah, they're not hard, but there's enough other ones. And then you've got the ones that are always here. So you can see I've done a couple of these ones. I'll explain the reasons I did these ones in a minute because it's quite important. You got loads of easy, you got loads of medium, and you got even more hard. The hard ones, whew. Hard ones are hard. Now most of these you go into the game with your own deck, so you can specifically make a deck to destroy one of these things, which I think would be quite easy to do. Yeah, but these ones, this one here, you are given a growth deck, which is great if you haven't got any cards. So I recommend if you're an experienced CCG player, you go straight in and try and do these two, because you won't have any cards to actually play the interesting ones because you won't be able to do it. But these ones give you your own deck, so you can kind of experience and learn the cards, and that's what I recommend you do if you're first time playing this game. Otherwise, they are hard. This one's not hard. This one's really easy. I don't even know why it's in the hard. It's weird. Anyway, so these kind of give you certain stuff, or give the enemy certain stuff. Kind of expensive on here. You get gold for it. The hard ones you get loads of gold. Look, bottom one you get 650, which is almost a card pack. But then you get more for actually playing the game. That's just what you get extra. So you do get quite a lot. Now, rank match and quick match are the same, but this one upgrades. You know, you kind of go up the leaderboard kind of thing, whereas this is just like for fun, which is the only one I've done so far. I will show you. I can't show you Judgment because I haven't got enough gold. How pathetic of me. So Judgment, basically, you pay 800 gold unless it's your first time doing it, in which case it's free, so you're fine. And then you get into a Judgment thing. Basically, if you've played Hearthstone, it's the arena. I mean, it is the arena, but they've got slight changes to how you build your deck because of how the resource management works. But yeah, it's the arena, so you can try that out. And which basically is, for you who haven't played Hearthstone, you get given 4 cards. You choose one, it goes into your deck. Then you get the other 3 disappear. You get given another 4 cards. You choose one, it goes into your deck. The other 3 disappear, and you keep going until you've got 45 cards. And then afterwards, you make your deck out of those 45 cards, which pretty much means you take all of the ones and you remove the 3 that you didn't like. Well, that's how I do it. And then you play against people who have also done the same system, and you fight their Judgment deck with your Judgment deck. You don't have to do it in a row. You can leave and come back, and you can do some quick matches in between, or what have you. Then you play that. Basically, if you lose 2 games, your Judgment ends, and you get stuff depending on how many wins you had, up to a total of 5 wins. If you get 5 wins, though, you get so much. You get 2,500 gold. And you get, now what's interesting is you get to pick cards. You get a certain amount of cards. I think it's like 3 rares if you get 5 wins, and a couple of uncommons and commons. But you get to pick those cards or scrolls out of the scrolls you used in the Judgment. So if you only choose rubbishy weak cards in the Judgment and somehow still get 5 wins, you won't actually be able to choose that much because you have to take from your deck, which I really like because I specifically took some cards that I wanted to unlock. And I was playing because I knew exactly what card I wanted, and I was trying really hard to get it. But you don't actually get that many. You don't get 800 because, like I said, it costs 800 gold. You do not get 800 gold's worth of cards unless you win a lot. But you do get loads of gold back, which is the key thing. But you get specific cards of your choice out of quite a large choice, which is the best thing, I think. Right, I'll leave this here for a second so you can kind of read it. I see 0 wins, which I have got 0 wins before. I don't believe I just admitted that. Yeah, so you get hardly anything there, whereas 5 wins, you get... I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. I mean, I've had that much before, but only after I did all the tutorials and a couple of trials before spending anything. You end up with about that much after doing every single tutorial thing. Which only takes a half hour, but... yeah. It's worth doing. So you choose 4... you choose one of the 4, then they'll go, and then you go to the next layer and you choose one of the 4, then they'll go, and blah 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 blah, and you go all the way down. Now you really want to choose 2 types as you go down, so you've got to look below and see what types there are at the start and go, I'm going to focus on decay and energy, or I'm going to focus on only decay, and then have to pick up a couple. It's very hard to only go one type, unless at the end when you change your deck you just remove all the nonsense that you took of different types and only keep one type. But even then you'll only have like a maximum of 30 cards in your deck. But that's fine. For Judgment, you're not allowed that low in a normal game. Yeah, now I will have a game. I'll do a quick match to kind of explain to you the kind of resource management and then the game, which is the key thing. So this is where you'll skip to now. So welcome back anyone who's skipped. You missed out on some crazy information. Let's go right in for a quick match. Now this game, so you choose your deck. I've got a couple which I have amazingly named based on the 2 elements I've chosen. Eco-friendly, green energy. That's right. Oh yeah, fan of that one. I'm not ready. So this game seems to find a match immediately. However, you hear a sound and it comes up in the corner and you have to click on it and go, match has been found. You end up waiting for opponents to accept match because they haven't noticed a little pop up in the corner. Okay, right, I'm going to start explaining while I play, so you have to keep up. Okay, so you have idols on your side and you have idols on their side. It's his turn first, fortunately, so I can kind of explain. So if you destroy 3 of the opponent's 5 idols, you win. They have 10 life each, as you can see. They have no armor or stats or anything. There's a couple of cards that can deal damage to them secretly. Not secretly, but like without just punching them in the face with a creature, which is generally how you do it. Okay, so on your first turn you have the option to draw a new starting hand or keep hand. I have some cheap cards, and this guy's nice to have at the start, although not necessarily in this hand. I would like to point out that I'm not the best in this game yet, by the way. I'm going to draw a new starting hand just so you can kind of see all the different cards. So this is a really bad hand. So on your first turn, your resources are here. See, he has 1 energy, I have 0. You can choose any of your cards. I'm going to use this expensive. I'm going to use this one because I don't like it. And you can turn it into one of the energies of your type. So I'm going to turn it into a growth because I have some growth cards and I want to use them. Now I still can't afford anything even with my 1 growth, so I'm going to end my turn. Now you can do that once a turn. So you can casually sacrifice cards. It doesn't matter what card it is, it'll always be worth 1. But you can sacrifice any type for any type of resource. So I can sacrifice an energy for a growth resource, that's fine. Now if you have at least 1 of each of your 2 types, which I'm not going to do on this turn because I want to play some cheap thingy spells. Yeah. So now I can either sacrifice resources, sacrifice for a wild resource, which I will explain as I go, or I can swap it out for 2 scrolls. You can only do one of these options once a turn. So at the start you need the resources. You don't want to do cards. I have enough cards. Scrolls. You really should call them scrolls. I'm going to sacrifice that for a thing. Now I have 2. I can play any of these 3 cards. I'm going to whip out this guy. Choose where to put him. It kind of shows you the row that he's in line with, even though you can clearly see it. Now there's a lot of this game about kind of owning the middle row, which I fail at most games. I tend to generally take out the bottom row and then I end up not being able to move up. I need to end my turn. There's a little chat. Oh look, good luck. Have fun, he says. If you click enter, there's a chat that kind of pops up. So he sacrificed resources, which means he did the thing and got some resources in the corner, just like I've been doing every turn. Oh, and he didn't play anything. So he must have really expensive cards, so I'm worried. This is a useless contraption. Basically, it's a 0-4 wall that doesn't do anything else, it just kind of blocks. Because when you attack, when this hits 0, you will attack in a line, you'll hit the first person that you come across, unless you hit a totem, and if there's no one there. Which is nice, always. Everyone has little abilities, which you can, I don't know if you can see, you should be able to, if you're full screen anyway. So I need to sacrifice something, so I'm going to sacrifice, I like these guys. Right, I need to go energy, because I haven't got any. So now I can play this for 1 energy, and I can put this down for 2 growth. So now I'm getting some combos. But now I've got, so next turn she'll attack because she's on 1, and at the start of my turn it goes down to 0. But next turn, because I have 1 of each of these, I can I can sacrifice these guys for a wild resource because I have all of my others already in use, so I can get a wild resource. And basically, it's both of these. It's either. I can use it for either, but I can't use it for both on the same turn. But I can use it for either. So I'll show you when I do it. Oh, I love this card. Okay, so this guy has 4 life. This guy does 2 damage. I'm going to buff him, so enchanted unit gets 2 attack. Now he's a 4/3. Every single turn, each of your guys can move 1 square. So I can move this guy if I want to. I can move this guy if I want to, and I will. I'm going to move him there because then at the end of the turn he will kill this large dude, and I've killed a 4 creature with a 2 and not taken any damage. It's like Hearthstone and not like Magic the Gathering in that you attack them and you deal damage. There's no retaliation. I haven't found a creature that does retaliation except for ones that have spiky knees, in which case that's not really retaliation, they just have spiky armor. So I'm going to sacrifice Burn because it's expensive and I won't be able to afford it for a wild resource. So I have 1 wild resource. Basically that means I have 3 growth and 2 energy, but I can't use this on both of them. So now I'm going to end my turn. You can see the little guys run up and stab him. The other guy dies in 1 hit, and we're all happy. That's really good. I feel like I'm winning, but I only have 2 cards and he has 4. What's good about this game is you never end up just drawing and having to play it, because you can always sacrifice whatever card you draw at the start of your turn for 2 more cards, so you at least get those kind of 3 card options. So that's good because a lot of CCGs you end up, well, you don't always end up, but you can end up going, oh, you know, it all comes down to whatever I draw here, whereas on this one it's not quite so bad. So this guy only does 1 damage, so I'm not going to kill her. Now Pillage is an interesting ability. Pillage is basically if you can hit the other person's idol with this creature, then you get some effect. So if he hits my idol with that person, which he's not going to do because he's put him in the way of the wall, but I suppose he can move down and say attack. Then he draws a structure scroll, which can be really good in a structure deck. You can kind of curve your decks around certain themes. I'm going to play this down because when it comes into play I get 5 energy and it's a 0/1 wall, so if he tries to move down and get a sneaky pillage, he's not going to because I've got a little wall there. I will throw down this guy behind the wall, will I? Yes I will, and I'm going to get some energy. I don't like this card. It's good, but it's not that great in this situation. So I'm going to just pop some guys up behind my wall. You want to you generally want to kill the middle. I'm going to go... There's no point in me hurting them, is there? No, I might as well hit an idol instead of... See, I could have chosen to hit that guy or this idol, or the bottom idol, if I wanted to, but not killing this guy would just kind of waste my damage, because I'm probably going to one-shot him at some point anyway. So, I'm bad at this game. Well, I'm not bad, but I'm not great. I have a lot of spare energy, as you can see, because this thing spawned me loads of energy just for this turn, which I've kind of missed out on. Now up here you can see what they've played this turn. So he's played enchanted creature gets +1 attack, and even more if you have loads of energy, which I believe he did. So now he's got a 3/4, which is, he's not playing this very well. I'm not going to lie to you, because I can move this guy back, move this guy down, and at the end of my turn his guy will die. So I've kind of bested in there. Now I can't afford this card. I'm 1 energy short because I've got 2 growth and 1 wild, so I'm just about under. I'm going to sacrifice for 2 cards, and then, yeah, I'm actually going to play both of these. So I'm going to whip this guy up here, and I'm going to use this whip. Now what this whip does, it does 1 damage, it lowers their cooldown by 1, and gives them +1 attack. So I'm going to do it to this guy, so that you guys can see the order that things attack in. And I'm going to end my turn. So basically, the first row attacks first, then the second row, and then column, and then the third column. So this guy will kill her, and then this guy will attack the thing. So there is an order to it all. Once you kind of figure it all out. Now that guy's ranged, so he's immune to, like, if he were to attack like a poisonous infestation blob, whatever they're called. This guy would attack it and get poisoned, whereas this guy would shoot it and be safe. What on earth is that? Oh, it's a state machine. See, now he's put this down, he's kind of protected it with this guy. Now I can kill this guy easily because I've got 2 damage down, 1 damage there, so I'm going to move these down, get an easy hit. That's good. I'm going to hold this up so we can all see. When the creature comes into play, deal 1 damage to it. Oh, okay, but it dies after 4 turns. So that's only going to be in the board for 4 turns, because after 4 turns it's called down to 0 and it suicides. Well, suicides, it sacrifices itself. Self-destructs. So there's a little casually like witty text underneath. So I'm just not going to play any creatures because actually this guy's got 3 life. I'm happy to play him. Let's move everyone down 1. Actually, you know what? I'm going to swap some cards out. Plating is my favourite card in the game. Don't know why. I do know why. That draws me a card when I play it, so let's see what I get. Oh, but he died! Oh. Alright, let's put this die down. He won't die. Plating is really cool. I'm going to put it on this guy. Oh wait, I'm going to save it. Now, I'll explain what these guys say. This card has Replenish. So, basically, when you use it, you pay 2 to play it, but then those 2 go into wild, so you actually get them back and you can use them on other resources. And you get its effects, which are basically the first bit of damage to be dealt to someone is ignored. But it's brilliant because you can effectively convert your energy into growth, in my case, or convert your energy into anything. Replenish is a really good ability. As long as you can afford the card, you can move the resources across while using it. And I've got 2 of them, so I'm going to sacrifice this one for some more. I have a lot of guys attacking this turn. Okay, so let's see, 6 damage there. I will see. This is like a suicide bomber. He will die after he attacks. So I'm going to throw him there. He's going to kill that. He'll attack that thing. I wonder if I can give him plating and he'll survive his own. So let's try that out, shall we? So this spell will summon me an extra card, which is a Dust Runner, which I'll summon. And this Frostbeard is a massive beast. I'll summon him as well. I know they're all taking 1 damage because of this thing, but we can do that. Okay, now I'm going to end my turn and just kind of decimate him. No, he died anyway. The plating didn't save him because it wasn't a damage; it was just a destroy. So that was foolish of me. I really should have put it on my Falls 3, protected him. But what are you gonna do? Okay, so you can see this guy's resources. You can see how many cards he has in his hand. You can see that he's got 35 cards in his deck, 13 in his discard pile, 14 now, and 0 in his hand. And he's got this thing out, Pillage, immune to next damage. Oh, that's really good. Tribal Memorial just gets me some growth energy, so I don't need it. It's great at turn 1 card, but I just need some extra cards. More plating. Can you see that I have lots of plating? One of the platings I played earlier actually was tier 2, so would have given me some stats there. If that interests you. I don't really need to give this plating, but I'll give it to this guy because he's at the front and he's a 6-1. Whereas these walls will tank my damage. Oh, you know what? I might be able to do something really sneaky here. I'm going to move this guy down. Now this guy kills anyone if they're on 3 life or less when he attacks them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spark and do 2 damage, and then this guy's going to one-shot him because he'll be on 3 life. So I can use my 1-cost card to get a sneaky kill on his 5-cost card if I'm lucky, because he attacks next turn. But if he burns, no, he didn't. Why didn't burn the guy I'm using? You know, had I plated him, he'd have been fine just then. Burn gets you a card if you kill someone with it, so it's quite good. Okay, so now my plan can happen, so that's great. So I'm going to spark this guy. I'm going to move this guy down. He attacks before this guy, so this last will actually shoot that thing. It's a shame I can't get both of these guys to attack that thing because I'll kill it, but I can't. Swap this out for some cards. Yeah, I'll play that. So this is a linger spell. Now I haven't explained these. Linger spells, he's played one. They kind of float around for a certain amount of turns, so 4 in this case, and they give your units a passive effect, or something a passive effect. So units I control get some bonuses if they're cheap. So I'll cast that, and it's up there for a while. And we'll end the turn. Right, I'm going to move this guy up and then end the turn. Sweet. Oh, I got. So you get 20 gold for killing an idol, which you'll get at the end of the game to buy cards with. This is the only game I'm actually going to show you guys, because this video is already running pretty long. But as do all my explain to me videos. I hope by this. Oh, this guy's a 7. It's a shame I can't give him any bonuses. What the hell is this? Omelette. Oh no, sifting is the thing in this. It's basically go through your deck and choose some cards. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy down for 2, right? He's going to be buffed because of this spell. Then I'm going to give him this enchantment which makes him attack sooner but lose life. Which means he's going to attack this turn, and that makes 10 damage, so that's dead. And then I'm going to move this up. Ah, I'm only doing 5. That's such a shame. Which means I'm so close to winning because you only need to destroy 3 idols to win, remember? So he's already lost 2, and one of them is on 1 life. I have loads of creatures. I mean, he's not gonna get out of this. I'm pretty sure I've won. But this guy attacks every turn because he's only got 1 cooldown, so he's brilliant if you can give him some buffs. So he's already said GG, so I'll give him a GG back because he knows I've won. Oh, this is a brilliant card. It's rubbish at the moment. Most of my cards are ranged or lobber units, so basically this makes them attack immediately, which is great. But I'm just going to end my turn because I won. Ta-da! Now I could technically have taken out the other idols for extra gold, but I mean I'm not going to waste this guy's time. So I get quite a lot of gold there. 384 is actually quite a lot, but it's because I won and I killed quite a lot of stuff. He's left the game. I don't know what this comes up with. Oh, so you can see some stats. So highest damage was 7, which was that big guy at the bottom. Scrolls drawn, blah 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 blah. I'm sure you're very interested. Yeah, so that's Scrolls. I got some achievements there, which add me even more gold because I mean you'll stop getting those the more you play. I thought I got most of them, but evidently quick win is a thing. Yeah, so this game costs $5, I believe. At the moment, it's in the Humble Card Game bundle, so you can get that at literally any price you choose. It's not currently on Steam, although I believe you can get it on tablets. So yeah, I think it's worth getting. It's good. It's different, and you've only seen one game, but it really does. The different layers really do give it quite a weird depth to it, which is yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting. It takes a while to get used to the different rows and the fact that everyone can move all over the place. So, but I like it. It's a nice change, and I mean there seem to be quite a lot of players who play it because when you click quick match, it finds the game very fast. And Judgment's interesting. Not too many cards yet, although in all fairness I haven't seen them all. But it's still early time in the game's life. So, oh, one quick note before you go. If you defeat 3 of or a couple of the same type of deck, you'll unlock their starter pack, which is why I have so many more of these, because I've unlocked the starter pack, whereas these 2 I haven't yet. But if you just beat them a couple of times, you will unlock them, and that's how you get like lots of early cards. Otherwise, this is GG Reviews. Have a nice rest of the day.